Hello, my name's Tom Cahill. It's Saturday the 13th of August 2016. It's 13:02 on GMT plus 1. I'm just looking at one of my old videos here, right? An important video, a very important video I did a little while ago. And I've just got to do a bit of a follow-up on it, right? And I'll explain this. It's quite hard to explain clearly. When I put this video out, right, I put Peter Tatchell in the title. The title hasn't changed. Unless I changed it on the very first day, the title hasn't changed. And when I put it up there, I'm very cautious about putting things on the internet or saying anything that you can't prove. You know, and if I can't prove something, I would always, qualify it. But this is what's really, really weird about this one. The reason I found the video, the material for the video, is I looked up this Jewish news. And the way I found Jewish news was because I put in LGBT plus and tried to work out with filters when it was first mentioned, and it was in LGBT plus was put on this article by Jewish News. Now the Jewish News people have taken this article down now. Now I didn't realise this, but in Australia they call it LGBTI plus, right, or LGBTI, and I stands for intergenerational, but they say it stands for intersex. Now intersex is a new word for hermaphrodite, right? Hermaphrodite is not a sexual proclivity, interest, or sort of identifier, as they call it. You identify as this or that. It's not a sexual orientation. Now I don't like to use all these Jewish confusion doublethink words. A hermaphrodite is not, somebody who needs to be protected because they've got a weird opinion or they're a sexual deviant. They're not sexual deviants. They're people who are born with an actual medical condition. They're not. It's nothing. It's not the same as doing or wanting to do or being interested in a certain thing. That's not what it is. But anyway, this is the interesting thing. I was just looking, and on the comments, I remember there was one person who commented on it. Sorry, I'll get back to the initial thing. I'm saying, basically, I didn't know Peter Tatchell was linked to it. But somehow I did know, to the point that I put it in the title. Now, I've never ever done that before. I will know. But you see, I was so sure he must be, I didn't actually have any evidence. I just knew he would. And he fucking he wasn't. He was completely involved with it. And this Jewish News is just completely, it loves Peter Tatchell. And it's always pushing these pedo stuff and covering up for pedo stuff. This Jewish News, it's a fantastic source of information because it's a bit of a sort of like second-rate type publication. But the point is, it seems that they only think Jews are going to look at it. So therefore, they only put stuff up there which is related to. It doesn't seem like they try and dress it up with too much doublethink often. And for instance, like Jonas Milner, who was Ian Puddick. Ian Puddick's a Jewish subversive. Jonas Miller, I don't know, but I know he's a barrister. He works with Michael Walkind. I think it's 2 Bedford Row Chambers or something. He was the kind of the go-between, I believe, I'm led to believe, between Ian Puddick and Michael Walkind in that case, the Twitter trial, where there was a Jewish judge, a closed trial, a closed hearing. The whole thing's complete bollocks. It's just a case generation, case precedent generation exercise, yeah? And, they say that they got awarded costs, and they also said they worked for free. Now, why would Michael Walkin, probably one of the best paid solicitors in the country, or sorry, not solicitors, barristers in the country, why would he go and work for a multi-millionaire for free? Why would he do that? He wouldn't work for free for a multi-millionaire unless there was some good reason for it. But of course, Ian Puddick makes out that he's just a humble plumber, where in fact he's not. He's an intelligence asset. Unfortunately, not for Britain, but for Mossad. But nowadays, Malcolm Rifkind, he's a Jew, wasn't he? And he was the head of the intelligence. And obviously, he's probably a Mossad agent himself. So anyway, it's just that the point was, it was linked to this guy, but I didn't know that it was linked. Now, if you go down these articles right now, this is just some of these articles quite interesting. We've got Jez Smith here. He's a paedophile. We know he's a paedophile. I've got a whole YouTube channel about Jeremy Smith, the paedophile, and Gary Burns in Australia, called Aussies Love Pedos. That's OZZIES LOVEPEDOS. And then you've got Gary Burns, who's in that same ring, who's threatened me with paedophiles the other day, so they're going to come around and smash my head in. He's obviously drunk and he's written a comment and forgotten to take it away. And yeah, see, like there I've got a link to Chicken Hall, where we, you know, various things in his dedicated paedophile banter Facebook pages that he takes part in. But this is the interesting thing. There's this guy here called Vernal Scott. And I don't know, I suppose I could probably make the screen a bit bigger. If you look at this Vernal Scott, guy, he looks like a particularly sort of creepy, sickening homosexual. You know, like the kinds of ones who looks really creepy. That's what he looks like. Give me a second. He looks really, really creepy if you look at him. Like really, really not very nice. This Vernal character here. But then if you actually click on his link, because he says you are so far beyond stupid, you make fools look like saints, a complete fruitcake. Go away with your ignorant ass. Right, now, look here. This Vernal Scott is a London media commentator, equality and diversity advisor, and author of the fascinating non-fiction book God's Other Children. God's Other Children, a London memoir. Check it out on Amazon and at www.vernalscott.com. Vernal's book, blah 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 blah, World AIDS Day, Lord Wotang, Peter Tatchell. He knows Peter Tatchell. And Peter Tatchell calls it a painful and shocking in its exposure of raw prejudice. Sir Nick Partridge. This guy, I'm absolutely just going to go out on a limb again. Look at the guy. If you tell me he's definitely going to be one of these paedophile normalisation people, he's going to be a complete fucking crackpot, loony lefty. And he'll be working with all these Jewish subversives. I'm sure he'll be. So have a look out for this guy, Vernal Scott. If you know anything about him, get back to me and let me know, because I absolutely guarantee he's going to be one of them. Okay, right, I'll give you any updates. I'll have a little look at this today. But actually, I'll tell you what, why don't we just do it now? Go on, I'll try and speed this up. Vernal Scott. Vernal Scott. Pop. Oh god, no, not Google Media, it does my head in. God, so annoying. It just doesn't let you look at hardly any websites. Yeah, here. Yeah, I bet that's going to be completely disgusting. It's going to be completely disgusting me reading through all of this stuff. But anyway, there you go, that's Vernal Scott. I reckon he's going to be one of them. Look at his face, he looks very, very creepy, the poor guy. He really does, like he's afflicted, very, very serious, like he's a sodomy fixated freak, isn't he? Unfortunately, poor guy. Anyway, right, I've been Tom Cahill. It's Saturday, 13th of August 2016. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.